NFL Trending News Script Anchor, Roger. Good evening and welcome to NFL Trending. I'm Roger, and tonight, we're breaking down one of the most talked about storylines in football, the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation. Rookie Dillon Gabriel has officially made his first NFL start, and the reaction around the league has been nothing short of electric. But what does this mean for Shadur Sanders, the Browns' presumed franchise quarterback? Has the competition already begun in Cleveland? Let's get into it. The Cleveland Browns entered this season with plenty of questions under center. After drafting Shadur Sanders as their high-profile quarterback of the future, fans expected the rookie phenom to take control of the offense and usher in a new era of Browns football. Sanders, known for his precision passing, confidence, and poise under pressure, brought massive expectations to the dog pound. But the arrival of Dillon Gabriel changed everything. When the Browns selected Gabriel later in the draft, many assumed he'd serve as a backup, a developmental piece, someone to learn behind Sanders. Fast forward to now, and Gabriel's first start has turned the quarterback room upside down. Gabriel's debut performance was impressive, to say the least. Against a tough divisional opponent, he looked calm, confident, and surprisingly in command of the offense. He completed his first 7 passes, read the defense with veteran-like vision, and showcased the accuracy that made him one of the most efficient college quarterbacks in history. His rhythm in the pocket was sharp, his timing precise, and his decision-making quick and calculated. The biggest takeaway from Gabriel's start wasn't just his stats, though they were solid, but the energy he brought to the Browns' offense. Players rallied around him. The offensive line seemed sharper, the wide receivers more engaged, and the tempo of the offense noticeably improved. It was as if Gabriel had injected a jolt of adrenaline into a unit that had been searching for consistency. Now, that raises the question everyone in Cleveland is asking: is Shadur Sanders still the unquestioned starter? For months, the Browns have backed Sanders as their future. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has praised his leadership, his command of the playbook, and his work ethic. But even the most loyal supporters have to acknowledge, Dillon Gabriel has made things interesting. In the NFL, nothing is guaranteed, and every snap is an audition. Let's take a closer look at Sanders' journey so far. Coming out of Colorado, Shadur Sanders was one of the most hyped prospects in recent memory. His college tape showcased elite traits, accuracy, pocket awareness, and that trademark calmness that reminded scouts of a young Joe Burrow. The Browns believed he could finally be the answer to a quarterback problem that has haunted the franchise for decades. However, the transition from college to the NFL is never easy. Sanders' early games have been mixed. At times, he's shown flashes of brilliance, threading passes into tight windows, keeping plays alive with his mobility, and demonstrating the same confidence that made him a star at the collegiate level. But there have also been growing pains, missed reads, costly turnovers, and stretches where the offense stalled under his direction. That inconsistency opened the door for Gabriel. And in this league, when opportunity knocks, you have to answer. Gabriel did just that. His performance has not only caught the attention of fans, but also of analysts, and even opposing players. Social media erupted after his first start, with fans praising his composure and comparing his debut to some of the league's most promising young quarterbacks. NFL insiders have begun to speculate, could there be a real quarterback controversy brewing in Cleveland? It's not an overreaction to ask. Stefanski has been non-committal in post-game interviews, saying the team will evaluate everything moving forward. That's coach speak for one thing. Nothing is set in stone. What makes this situation even more fascinating is how different the two quarterbacks are stylistically. Sanders thrives on timing routes, operating from structure, and reading defenses pre-snap. Gabriel, on the other hand, plays with instinct and rhythm. He's quick to react, comfortable improvising, and brings a spark when the play breaks down. That contrast could force the Browns to rethink their offensive identity. It's also worth noting that competition can be a good thing. For Sanders, this could serve as motivation. The best quarterbacks in NFL history have faced challenges early in their careers. Patrick Mahomes had to sit behind Alex Smith. Aaron Rodgers learned under Brett Favre. Even Jalen Hurts wasn't guaranteed a starting job when he entered the league. The great ones use adversity to elevate their game. For Gabriel, this opportunity is a chance to prove he belongs. Scouts always labeled him as undersized for the NFL, doubting whether his college production would translate to the pros. But Gabriel has never lacked confidence. From Oklahoma to UCF, he's shown that accuracy and leadership can overcome any height or pedigree concerns. Now, on the NFL stage, he's silencing critics one throw at a time. Inside the Browns locker room, players are saying all the right things publicly, that both quarterbacks are professionals, that competition is healthy, and that the focus is on winning. But privately, there's no question that teammates are noticing the shift in momentum. NFL players can sense when energy changes, and right now, Gabriel's spark is undeniable. The fan base is equally divided. On Cleveland sports radio, calls are pouring in. Some fans are urging patience with Sanders, arguing that he deserves time to grow into the role. Others believe Gabriel gives the Browns their best shot to win right now. And in a league where winning is everything, that sentiment can grow quickly. The Browns front office finds itself in a delicate position. They invested heavily in Shadur Sanders, both in draft capital and marketing. He's been positioned as the face of the franchise, the player who would finally stabilize the quarterback position. But football is a results-driven business. If Gabriel continues to perform, and the offense hums under his direction, it's going to be impossible to ignore. Looking at the upcoming schedule, the Browns face a series of crucial matchups. The next few games will test not just their playoff potential, but their leadership. Will Stefanski stick with the rookie who's already been crowned the future, or ride the hot hand in Gabriel? Each decision will be scrutinized by fans, analysts, and the locker room alike. National media outlets are already running with the story. ESPN analysts have called it the most intriguing quarterback situation in the NFL right now. Former players have chimed in, noting how quickly momentum can shift in this league. 1 week you're the starter, the next, you're fighting to prove you still deserve it. For Shadur Sanders, this is a defining moment. How he responds could determine his trajectory. Every great quarterback faces adversity. It's not the challenge that defines you, it's how you respond to it. Sanders now has to show he can handle pressure, silence critics, and reclaim control of his narrative. For Dillon Gabriel, it's about consistency. One impressive start is great, but the NFL is about sustaining success week after week. Defenses will adjust, film will circulate, and opponents will learn his tendencies. If Gabriel can keep producing, he won't just be a feel-good story. He'll be a legitimate threat to claim the job outright. At the end of the day, the Browns may find themselves with a good problem to have. 2 talented young quarterbacks capable of leading the team. But as history shows, QB controversies rarely stay quiet for long. In Cleveland, where expectations are high and patience is thin, the next few weeks could define the future of the franchise. One thing's for sure, the NFL world will be watching closely. Every throw, every drive, every sideline reaction will be dissected. The Browns are trending, and so are their quarterbacks. I'm Roger, and this has been NFL Trending. Stay tuned for more updates, reactions, and analysis as the battle for Cleveland's starting quarterback spot continues to unfold.